We do.
You understand what they're doing to our country because they destabilize our countries for us to be migrant here.
Thank you.
And is a politically set up.
Yeah, Joe Biden.
You understand? And don't tell your leaders what they're doing to our country.
We do.
You understand what they're doing to our country because they destabilize our countries for us to be migrant here.
Thank you.
And is a politically set up.
Yeah, Joe Biden.
You understand? And don't tell your leaders what they're doing to our country.
We do.
You understand what they're doing to our
Shalom, shalom, Israel, shalom. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom to all the men and women who are rehearsing the righteous acts day in and day out. Shalom to you. Before we get started, I want to give all praises, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who are preaching and teaching this truth with humility and sincerity across the four winds of the world, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indigenous of the America, and the Israelite stranger that are amongst those other nations that look like those from those other nations, but their lineage goes back to a black, Hispanic, or Native Indigenous of the America, which go further back to the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as well, who make up together the 12 tribes of Yasharallah. Okay, so like you just got done seeing a quick little short little video. So the Spirit decided to make this video on that quick little video of this Jake. You know, Jake is waking up. You know, Jake, all this information out in the world, you know, under the firmament is being exposed more and more. And even Jakes that are not in this truth are getting hip to the fact that, you know, of the scam that Esau Edom's behind, you know, all the wicked political scams that he does. And, you know, the average guy doesn't even need to be really educated on policies and politics in general to figure out what's going on, because, you know, all this knowledge has been increased. Okay, the knowledge has been increased. And we're living in those times. We're living in the times of revelations. Okay. So let's get started here. Let's go here to Psalms 10 and 2. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. All right. And the wicked of the whole earth is Esau, Edom, the Edomites. Okay. They're the ones that have been given the authority. They are the ones that have been given the whole world. Like it says in Job 9:24, the world is given into the hands of the wicked. Okay. This is the wicked Esau, Edom, that ruleth the world. Okay. And you got to understand that it has been given. It's clear as day that it has been given, because every day that goes by, these heathens know that the world has been given. They know, because every day that goes by, they fear to lose it. See, if you really truly have possession of something, if you've always had it, you wouldn't fear to lose it. This is how you know that man's goings are of the Lord. Okay? It is the will of the Father at hand always. And this is why Esau Edom's running around doing the most devious acts, you know, creating the most political traps he can, you know, getting Jake in every type of way, man. Okay, this is a much more sophisticated devil we're dealing with now. Okay, Esau Edom, just the sword is not the only thing that he knows how to use now. You know, His sword has gotten more high tech, but more scarier than the sword is his tongue, man. His wicked tongue. Okay? And we're gonna get into that here in a second. Okay? Let's get a precept for this. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. And that poor is Jacob, man. Is you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indigenous of the America. Okay, that are still under captivity. Okay. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. All right. So this very same wicked spells, enchantments, and snares that he's placed on Jacob, he's starting to find himself getting caught up in them snares. Okay, you're seeing that all through social media. Especially with these the vanilla agents. Okay, you're seeing a lot of horrible acts of violence committed against their own people, against their own so-called white people. Okay, let's get this precept real quick. Psalm 7 and 16. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. Okay? And we all know this is future prophecy anyway, Salakia. This is all prophecy being fulfilled. He was given the great sword as a blessing and the fatness of the earth. We do know that. That was the blessing that was given into Esau. Esau being the progenitors of the self-proclaimed white man. Okay, which are the Edomites in day and age. And Jacob being the 12 sons collectively making the whole nation of Yasharallah, or you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indigenous of the America in this modern time. Okay, so all these snares, all these wicked enchantments, all these lies and confusions are going to go back to him. Okay, double unto her, like it says in the book of Revelations. Okay, the wicked whore Babylon. Okay, in case you didn't know, this is spiritual Babylon here. Modern day America is spiritual Babylon. It is spiritual Sodom and spiritual Egypt. Okay. Let's go here to Psalms 10 and 8. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places does the murder the innocent. Okay. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. Okay, this dude, Esau Edom, has an obsession, man. He has a perpetual hate for the Israelites, for you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indigenous of the America. It is a perpetual hate that he has for us, right? This guy, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. Okay, he's been doing this for ages, man. He's been doing this century after century, okay? From the colonization periods and even further back to, enslavement. Right? All the way back to Babylon. Okay, at that time it was other heathen nations that had us under captivity. But that same spirit, that same desire to persecute Jacob, to keep him oppressed and keep him at a very low state, they understand this, okay? They understand the enchantment has to be on us, because the last thing they want is for us to find our power. The last thing they want is for us to know who we truly are, that we are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. And we are that chosen nation. Okay. Let's go here to Psalms 64:3. Who whet their tongue like a sword. Okay, and this is figuratively speaking. And if you go into that word wet, let me go in there real quick. It means to sharpen. Okay. Shanan. Shanan is the Hebrew transliteration for wet. And let's look at the outline biblical usage to sharpen. Okay. Wet, sharpen. What else is there? To be pierced. Let's go to the Strong's definition here. The one above here says sharp, sharpen, right? To sharpen, to prick, or, teach diligently. Let's go to lower Strong's definition. To pierce, figuratively, to inculcate, prick, sharpen, teach diligently. Okay, is to sharpen. Okay, like a sword. Okay, we do understand that the sword is obviously a weapon, and in today's modern time, the sword would be equivalent to a gun. Okay, guns, machine guns, any type of technology that causes physical harm. That is the sword. That is the blessing that Esau has till this day. Okay, and his family tree, which is the Edomites, possess the biggest sword ever, which is the ICBMs. Okay, the ICBM missiles and so forth. Okay, those are all swords, but he also has other weapons besides these weapons we just named. This technology, right? He has the weapon of being in control, being in power. He has the money. He has the political influence to cause oppression on Jacob. Okay. Let's continue reading here. Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even better words. Okay. So this demon right here, I mean, he could literally writes executive orders every year to oppress Jake. He'll come up with any type of new law, take away laws, make new laws, to keep Jacob not only in a trap, but create these snares, okay, these traps for Jacob to easily fall in, because he knows the situation that Jacob is in. He knows that Jacob is in a very vulnerable state where, number one, he doesn't have his true power. He doesn't have his true God to worship. Okay, Jacob is a loose, lost soul through here. Okay, he could easily influence Jacob into going off. That's why, you see these devils in a lot of the bad neighborhoods, in particular Black and Hispanic neighborhoods. You'll see, all you see is like liquor stores every corner. These are all snares. These are all, tactics that this devil uses. Okay, it's not always with the sword. Again, Esau, Edom has gotten way more sophisticated. Okay, he uses witchcraft. He sells all types of pornography throughout social media. Back in the days, you used to have, porno shops in every corner as well. You got strip clubs everywhere, and especially in the hood. Okay, so all this, he knows that by the laws being set in place, certain rules, certain laws, he knows Jake likes to drink. He'll have liquor stores in every corner of their neighborhood. All he has to do is just pull them over. These are all weapons, okay? And this dude, that's what he does. He writes up any new law that is tailor-made for the nation of Yasharala, for you so-called blacks and Hispanics. Okay? And this is why he's able to hunt us down so easy. And this is why he's known as the great hunter. Esau is the great hunter, man. You know, he seeks out his prey, and his prey is who? Is you Jacobites, okay? You Jake out there, man, that have no clue who the true predator is, man. Okay, we're just like a lost gazelle out there, man. And this dude's over there got snipers, man, not just physical ones, man. He got so many snares set up around us to fall so easily. Okay? Unless you're in this 100% true gospel, you'll have the discernment to know this and move accordingly, man. Okay, we're living in some very dangerous times. We ain't got time to be goofy, man. This ain't no time to be goofy. You got to be circumspect. You got to be scrutinizing this 100% true gospel and move accordingly, man. Because we are living in some very judgmental times, man. The judgment's coming here to Babylon the Great. Every day it's been coming, okay? And we just a little while ago, you saw what happened over there in, Iran. We saw what happened over there in Venezuela right before Iran. So this devil is moving. This man is in pure desperation. Okay, he knows his kingdom is fallen. And when you got somebody that's desperate, that knows he's about to lose it all, that's a dangerous man. Especially Esau Edom, man. He's the fugitive. He's the vagabond of the world. Okay, the bros were talking about that today in camp, and that just came to my spirit. Let's go there real quick. Let's go there real quick to Genesis. I think it was Genesis 4. I had it highlighted. Here it is. Genesis 4:12. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. It's talking about Esau. Okay. At this time, it's talking about Cain. Okay. If you could receive it in the spirit, that'd be great. Cain, Esau goes all the way back to Cain. Okay, it's that same spirit. Before Esau became the Edomites, there was he was Cain. Okay, this is why he slew his brother Abel, right? This is that same vindictive, hateful spirit, the devil of the world, okay? And we could read a little bit about that up here to get a context. Let's see. Here we go. And Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. Okay. And she again bare his brother Abel. And Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. Okay. Just to get a little bit of context. Okay. So Cain, that same spirit, goes all the way back, all the way up to the serpent. Okay. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. Okay, this is exactly what this man has been doing throughout all the centuries, man. Going from continent to continent, allegedly so-called colonizing it. But all it's ever really been, let's call it what it is, it's just strong arm robbery, man. The man has been going over there, but he is a very subtle devil, okay? This devil, has always had some finesse to his devilish acts, okay? He'll come in there with the Bible in his hand, talk about Jesus loves everybody. And the first thing he does is pull out a sword. Okay? He pulls out a sword and tells you you're the devil. I mean, if that ain't the devil, I don't know what is, man. Okay? Let's see if I can find a precept real quick. Salakia for that. Let me get that. Okay, Psalms 55. That's what I wanted to get. Because this is exactly what this guy does, man. Okay, this guy will go over there, smile in your face, and pull out the sword, you know. Psalms 55 and 20. He had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. Okay, and everybody that's encountered this devil, especially the Israelite, has came with peace at first. Look at Gad and the indigenous northern kingdom tribes, you know, giving that food to eat, giving dude food to eat because they were dying. Because we just got done reading, he was cursed. The Lord cursed him. He couldn't till the ground. Okay, this is why this guy has to rely on pure violence, man. This guy has to rely on pure carnal ways to survive. Okay, he is not a spiritual man at all. He is a caveman for real. Okay, let's continue. He had broken his covenant. Let's go to 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. Okay, this guy talks a big game with his politicians. But Jake has gotten wise to the fact, and these other nations, man. Like you just got done seeing that, man. You know, we know what you're doing. You're going over here and destabilizing our economy and forcing us to become migrants. Okay, nobody wants to be a goddamn migrant. They do that because they have no choice, because their economy has been dismantled. Okay, their economy has been forced to them to go search other places. And the number one person that did that was Esau Edom. Okay, over here, the Babylonian Empire is the one that's constantly meddling in other people's lands, man. You know, trying to steal the resources, you know, and so forth, making up any political agenda to go in there, right? Any excuse. Oh, you have drugs. Oh, you have cartels. Oh, this or that, you know. Or you're doing something wrong to this other neighboring country, right? And it'll all write it down on paper and set up all these traps, you know, and goes to war with these other people, right? These other nations, and steals the resources, you know, and so forth, man. Let's continue here. But war was in his heart all along, man. All that BS he talks, at the end of the day, war is in his heart, man. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, man. Okay, right off the rip, man, going on with the Bible, man. I mean, who does that? Only the devil, man. In case you didn't know, the devil is the false accuser, man. That's all it is. It's not that red man with the pitchfork and the tail or whatnot. You know, it's Esau Edom. He's the physical counterpart of spiritual demon Satan. Okay, he does all the physical work here. Okay, and it's been proven, it's been documented all out through all history, man. And everybody's becoming wise to that fact. Why? Because the true men of the Lord has been bringing this 100% true gospel, beginning with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, apostles and elders and bishops, and all the men that have received this 100% true gospel, okay, that are diligently, continuously searching and continuously bringing this truth out, not being compromised for any wicked devil, man, okay? And this is the times that we're living in, man. Let's go to here to Psalm 64 and 4. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Okay, this dude, you know, it's clear as day he runs the world, because he could do all the most heinous, wicked crimes you could think of, man. And this dude's like nothing, man. You know, you're seeing all this stuff being blasted throughout social media with them files. You're seeing this dude just straight up strong arm Venezuela over there. And every day is business as usual, man. And all people could do is just whine and cry on their little phone, you know, on social media. But that's about it. What you gonna do about it? You know, what you gonna do about it? You can't do shit because it's part of prophecy, okay? This all has to pass through. Okay, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua allowed this devil to do what he thinks is his will, but the Lord, all he's doing is causing these other nations to get to the boiling point where they're going to shoot at the whore, like it is written in the book of Revelations 17. We'll get there here in a second. Let's get that real quick. They're going to shoot at this whore because they're getting tired of her shit, man. They're getting tired of all her heinous crimes of war, man. They're tired of this bitch being a straight villain, man. Okay? This is Babylon the Great, okay? This is the great whore. And this is why these other nations are going to come at her, man. They're going to destroy this whore, man. Let's go here to Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns, okay, these 10 horns, or it's talking about the beast of the sea, okay, which were allies to the whore Babylon over here. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. Okay, and there's only one way you're gonna that fire is made is through ICBM missiles, man, that are coming in here to Babylon the Great. Okay, these are the 10 horns, right? They had the 10 kings. It's talking about the beast of the sea. Salakia, I think it was the seven-headed beast, which is NATO. Okay, if you could receive it, is NATO. And you can see that up here at the beginning. 17 and 1. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials and talked with me. Come hither. Hold on a second. No, that's in Salakia. That's in Revelations 15. So, like, here we go, Revelations 13. This is talking about this beast right here, the beast of the sea. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. Okay, collectively, these heads is talking about NATO. Okay, the European nations, the first European nations that gathered together to create this great sword. Okay, that's what it's talking about here. Okay, which is NATO, but they became allies with the beast. Okay, allies, Salakia, with the whore, which is America. Okay, the scarlet hearted. Let's go here to Revelation 17 and 17. For God had put in their hearts to fulfill his will. Okay, this is the will of the Father. And to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai shall be fulfilled, right? And that's what these people did, man. They agreed to give all their kingdom to the beast, okay? Pretty much gave it all the power and all access to let them get ruled by her, okay? The Scarlet Woman. So yeah, and then we read it 18 right here. And the woman which thou sawest is the great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth, right? And this is all temporary because she is getting ready to receive the worst judgment of all nations that ever have existed, okay? This is where the great judgment, the great horrible judgment on the beast, on the scarlet whore here in Babylon the Great. Okay, let's go here to, I wanted to bring this up as well here, Hebrews 4:12. For the word of Yahweh is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of the soul and spirit. Okay, just like Yahweh on the right-hand side, his word is quick and powerful, right? His sword is the word, right? And it's spiritual. But this is how powerful it is. Okay, and Esau Edom's works on the left-hand side. Okay, he has to have the actual physical sword to get things done here in the world. Okay, this is the only way this man could ever achieve anything, is to bring out the carnal physical sword. Okay, but this is how great and powerful Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai is, that just his word alone is considered the two-edged sword, which pierces even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. Okay, so especially if you're an Israelite, we are the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we're part of that elect. Okay, we move accordingly, right? We move on the right hand side. Okay, we move through spirituality, through the Holy Spirit. Okay, we're not like Esau Edom. Okay, this is why Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai has given us this great spiritual sword, which we just got done reading, which is the double-edged sword. Okay, and this is exactly what's going on with these demons right now. They're getting vexed in the spirit. Okay, because this 100% true gospel has been coming out and it's been accurate to the T, man. Everything has been perfectly, exactly prophesied like Yahweh Bahashim and his prophets have declared, okay, before this nation even got created. This been prophesied. Okay, this is how you know it's Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai at hand here. Okay, so again, I'm gonna go ahead and end it with that scripture right there. Before I go, I want to give all praises, all glory to Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who are preaching and teaching this truth with humility and sincerity across the four winds of the world, to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indigenous of the America. Shalom, shalom.